All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely day in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and will rest her in. I got to go get my mic. Hold on. All righty, all righty. Shalom, shalom. Praise the Most High Yah for each and every last one of you on the live chat. I'm glad to see you this evening. I want to talk about some things here, and it's good to seeing you all here. You know, you all earlier today, I was in my car and I was teaching. And as I was speaking, I could hear myself. I mean, I can hear the spirit talking through me, and my flesh is like, wow, wow, because of what he was saying. And you would have thought that I had hundreds of people listening the way I was talking in this car. And it felt so good because a lot of things that was being said was something that I haven't really said much about. Okay. Now, what we're about to talk about, his will ain't never and will never be about you. See, we done messed up on the floor a little bit too much. So now you start to hear people talk about, well, what's going on? Oh, the judgment of Yah, the judgment of Yah. What is the judgment of Yah? Or could you tell someone, what is the judgment of Yah? And when did it start? And when did you realize? Or do you really feel it? See, you got to feel it. The judgment I have to feel first before I can tell somebody else the Most High is judging. You see? Why? Because he wants you to be included and not excluded. Today I was in the car. Hello to everyone in the live chat again. I don't see you, okay? But I'm glad to see you all here. But I want to say this. We are messed up from the floor. We have in time past and even today really believe that this is about us. We have made this thing about us and us only. Think, y'all. Just think. Come on now. Come with me here. That is so selfish. We have been so selfish. We have been exactly what Jacob said we were. See, nobody want to go back to Jacob when he blessed. He said the blessings, or he spoke over his children in his last hours. Nobody don't want to go back there. You don't hear nobody precepting it, no lining it, little here and little there. No, they don't want to go back to Jacob because Jacob said a mouthful. And here we are in the year 2021 thinking this here whole plan of everything that surrounds this Most High Yah is about us. It's about us. Let me tell you who us is. Ezekiel 36:25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you. Okay? And ye shall be clean from all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. 26. A new heart also will I give. A new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away that stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh, another heart. Okay? 27. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgment. Do them. Now, this is what all he's going to do, you guys, to a small remnant in which he's going to pull out of all the tribes. This is what he's going to do. Now, we ain't got there yet. So what did that tell you about us? We haven't got to this Ezekiel chapter 36 and 25 through 27. We haven't gotten there yet. So what does that say about us? Listen to 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. So you think you clean now? Okay. And ye shall be clean from all your filthiness. You think you're not filthy? You better think. And from all your idols. You think you're not idling? You don't have these people on YouTube who you idol? Come on now. And will I cleanse you? See, that telling you in Ezekiel 36, verse 25, all the way to 27, just telling you what he's going to deal with when he cleans you and get you ready to fulfill who? His will. Now, let's back it up a little bit. Now, Deborah, look like it's about us. Oh, no. It ain't about you today. It's about what he going to do tomorrow. Okay? So when we're running around here thinking everything that's going on is surrounding us. People bothering us. People doing this and people doing that. That's why we can't see us and all the wicked and evil that has been invested in us through one another. We're running around here, can't see nothing wicked or evil. And I refuse to even think that Yah has blinded us to the point where we can't see what all I say the tribe of Judah is actually doing. But we act as if we are 100% blind. We're not 100. Out of our disobedience, I know he's going to bring a strong delusion on a lot of things. But we have wronged him in so many ways. We made it about our righteous in our flesh, our just in our flesh. We made it about our wisdom in our flesh. We done made it about our knowledge in our flesh. We done made it about our understanding in our flesh. We rule in our flesh. We the kings in our flesh. We the leader in our flesh. You know, we have made it all about us. But when you think now, if it was all about us, why is it he called it, we fight not against flesh and blood, but principality in high places? Let's go here. In Ezekiel 36, okay? Now listen to this. And 22, therefore said I until the house of Israel, thus said the Lord Yah, I do not this for your sake. See, I missed it. I do not this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathens, whither ye went. See, we didn't got it messed up on the floor. That's why I was trying to figure out why is it we can't respect him. Why can't we honor him as king? I mean, just as the creator of all things. Why can't we look at him as all power and all authority? Why can't we look at him as all good, all excellent, all perfect, all great? You see, why can't we say we can't look at him the beginning as the end? Why can't we look at him as I am? He is all this. We don't look at him like that. We look at him how he is toward us as a people. We want to see him only reflecting on us. We all that and some. And I sit back and watch. I'm sitting here beholding us as a people cut up from the floor and think it's about us. All the wickedness we are performing, all the evil we are walking therein, all the darkness we have hugged up on, but yet we want to make it about us. I can understand why the Most High has to do away with our men. Mighty men as well. I can see why. Because the mindset is so far out of order that it just you wonder. Did you want to say something? No. Okay. And you wonder, how is it that all that grace and all that mercy been poured out, and we walking around saying it's about us? It's about us. What did Solomon say? When the sun shines, it shines on the righteous as well as the unrighteous. When it rains on the righteous as well as the unrighteous. Okay? But it's all about us. And us are the ones that have done everything against him. 100. And still, okay, thank you. Still here today. But we want to feel that we all that and some, and everything about him surrounds us. If he's going to do something, it's going to be based on us. We got people who controlling, want so much power to control humans. That is crazy. I thought the church was misleading and deceiving at such great numbers, but they are not outweighed the tribe of Judah. Our men wanting to have so much rulership and leadership and kingship around people. They need to get off that high horse, because this does not, and this is not about you. It never was and never will be. Where were you when he formed the whole world in him? Where were you then? See, what the people, the house of Israel, is very confused is because they thinking, because he pointed out some issues to them regarding his decision to bring the Redeemer down a bloodline. So if he didn't choose whom he wanted that bloodline to be redeemed through, then what sense would that make to allow the Son of Man to be born, to redeem? So he had to bring him down a bloodline, bring him down a nation. You see what I'm saying? He had to come down somebody. And just because he chose your nation, you made everything to surround and focus and be about you. He already said in Ezekiel 36 and 25, how he's going to sprinkle clean water upon you. And ye shall be clean from all your what? Filthiness. Right now, you're nasty. Right now, you're nasty. Right now, you're nasty. You're filthy. Okay? And then he says, you're idols. You're still idling. Why? Because you're on this devil platform. You're still idling. You got idol gods on this platform. You worshiping people. And you're showing him how you're doing it. That's idling. You're praising and glorifying these people on this devil platform. That's idling. I know. It's an addiction from your forefathers. But you don't see no wrong in your forefathers. You don't see no error in your forefathers because you don't see no error in yourself. The error is against and toward everybody else except for your own nation. You don't see nothing. Now, he's talking about he's going to put a new heart. Do you think you got that new heart? I don't think so. Do you think he says he's going to take out that stony heart and he's going to give you another heart and he's going to put a new spirit in you? What is that new spirit that he's going to put in you? A heart also will I give you, and a new spirit. What a spirit is that? A new image of who he is, a new spirit. Because like Sister Deborah is now, that's too filthy. It's not clean. It's got a stony heart. You see, he got to clean this mess up. But even Sister Deborah to think she going somewhere. You see? So when we're sitting around this day, 2020, allowing these people on this devil platform makes you think that everybody's bothering them and they in trouble from bothering them, but they can do any and everything that's against the mighty God, and they good to go. I hear one of the young men that I listen to. Why is it's always trying to control people way of thinking or feeling? Y'all did not call none of us to think that we have the power to keep preaching and teaching and thinking we're gonna overpower the way people think, the way people feel, and the way people act. Y'all did not commission nobody for that gift at all, not even Yeshua HaMashiach. He didn't give no one that authority. And this is what happens when men of the house of Israel take on the wrong leadership. You see, the wrong direction in ruling, the wrong direction in leading people, because they think that people need to come to the table and be honest about who they are, what they doing, why they doing it, how they doing it. You ain't honest with who you are in the face of Yah. So how is it you wanting people to be so honest with you because you they teacher, you they more, you they watchman, you they seer, you they pastor, you they bishop. But wait a minute, hold up. What are you gonna cut into sin? What can you do to cut into somebody's sin? Tell me, I need to know so I can see from the Most High Yah where along does that fall in. Because Sister Deborah can't cut into no one's sin. I cannot override what people are doing, people are saying, how they conducting themselves. I can only do like the sower that sowed the seeds. Hope that a seed of what I'm saying, the word of the in which I speak is dropped into someone. And then I just not allow, but trust that y'all got it from here. These men today, they think it's all about who they are. And they have abused and misused Abraham and Isaac and Jacob without even considering. Y'all never called them stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. So tell me, what forefathers do you belong to? You better wake up, and it's called wicked and evil. They fail to realize you are not of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you call the forefathers children that stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. See, they still don't get it. They still don't get it. All this stuff that's happening, I mean, if you all, I said to myself, oh, Father, not to myself, I was saying it to the Father, if I could just take what I just said. It was so powerful that it was feeding my own spirit. That's how powerful that message was. And it lasted about 45 minutes, but it was so good to me. Because it made me realize something. That we are messed up so far from the floor up that it ain't no help. It ain't. Because we done made this thing about us and not about him. He done told us in everything he has done, everything he has created, everything he has done, everything he's going to do, it's for his will. We done made it our will. We ain't looking at all the wicked we have in our hearts, all the evil and wicked. We ain't looking at none of that. We're just looking at the fact that we able to reach way back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and pull them onto the, how would I say it? Pull a boat that they're on and get on it with them. That's the way it seemed. Not looking at, wait a minute, he didn't call them stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. So who are those forefathers? See, that's give you something to think about. As I was listening to him in Ezekiel 36 and verse 22, he said, therefore say unto the house of Israel, this said the Lord Yah, I do not this for your sake. And what do you mean you do not, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathens, whether ye go. Well, so what you going to do now, Father? What you going to do? I'm going to clean your nasty tail. Because I promised Abraham that I will give you this land. And before I bring my new Jerusalem down, I want to keep that promise. I kept it already. You the one profaned the land. You were caught in an uncleanness, like a woman, a removed woman. Wherefore, you made him so angry because you defiled his land that he gave you, that he promised Abraham. We killed people on that land. We disrespect him and dishonor him. And we just did all kind of things on that land till the land even got punished like we did. Right now, in y'all's eyes, that land is desolated. I don't care who you got over there. It's polluted. That's why it's loaded with sin over here right now. So people can run over there all day and night. It doesn't matter. In Yah, it's nothing. Now, the same charge he's going to charge in cleaning a people up, he's going to clean that land up. It's going to, when he finishes, it's going to be like the land of Eden. That's the way everybody going to see it. Greenery and everything. He's going to charge it. He's going to call it out. He's going to speak it. And it's going to be. Why? Because that right hand going to make sure everything is together. Why? All that power. Think about it. All the grace and mercy he poured out to everybody. No matter what race you are, no matter what nation you from, don't matter if you are a murderer or a robber. Don't matter if you're female or male. His grace. It's no end right now, y'all. He don't care about what you're doing and how much of a sin you're doing. He's still pouring out grace. And if you don't see that this ain't about you, something wrong with you. And that's how I'm going to see it. Because I was in that car and I know it wasn't me in that car. I wasn't in there alone. I was talking to thousands. And I felt. And I was one that was here. All this grace and mercy. All this grace and mercy. First of all, people ain't learned what that is. So why would he pour out grace and mercy on everybody? Because that's who he is. It's not about you. Because if it was about the house of Israel only, then they would be the only one getting the grace and mercy. It ain't about the house of Israel. Yes, you're in here because there was a promise made. But it wasn't made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It was made in the kingdom to the seeds that he was sending down, which was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it wasn't about you, the stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient children and your forefathers, because you still ain't learned how to repent. Oh, yes, he tells me how Israel, the house of Israel, when they was in the bondage of Pharaoh, they had a cry. Them women were crying. These women today is gangbanging on this devil platform, calling themselves who they say they are, and don't even understand you ain't who you say you are. You are who he said you are, and from what it looks like, wicked and evil in the last days. It ain't about you. It's about the Most High Yah. It's about his will. Well, wait a minute, Sister Deborah. What about his will? It was before the foundation of the world. It was on the back end. A lot of people don't like to discuss his will because it'll shut them down. They won't ever be able to open up. And as I was in this car, it got to telling me about you. Can't nobody make the straight crooked, nor the crooked straight. Everything is crooked because y'all made it crooked. Everything is straight because he made it straight. Tell me, where were you when he did that? If you are the children, and what part did you play into it? Where were you when he laid the soil was sowing the seeds, and all them seeds got onto stony ground, and got into error, thorns, and got into error where they didn't spring up? Where were you if it was about you? It's not, you all. We've been manipulated and deceived. What do you mean, Deborah? What it comes down to is we've been not just deceived by the world. We've been deceived by our own sisters and brothers continually, all the way up into today. That's why he was able to prophesy how horrible it's going to be in the end days. Because it's that bad answer. People blind. They don't want to see that it is what he prophesies. So they make it all about them. Being the people. We all this and this and this. This way they don't have to do righteous. They don't have to be just. They don't have to know the spirit of wisdom. They don't have to know the spirit of knowledge. They don't have to know the spirit of understanding. They don't have to know the spirit of his right hand, his stretched out arm. They don't have to know none of that. They don't have to know what give and gave is. They don't have to know these things. They can just know we the children. And they figure that's going to cut all the sin and all the wicked and all the evil out. And he's going to say, come on in, children. And then as I was talking, I got to this point where I started to even ask the question that even though the children that said that they the children don't even understand, a father still going to discipline them if they are his children. Think about what's going on now, y'all. Where's your discipline? Where's your discipline? If you disrespect your father, you disrespect your father, you dishonor him, you profane him, you go up against him, you fight against him, you steal from him. But what's going to happen? He's going to love you. In the same thing, he's going to discipline you. So if the house of Israel ain't getting no discipline and they just running raggedy, you better think yourself to be who you think you are. You better think seconds. Because right now, there's no form of discipline. There is judgment. And it's going down, y'all. It is going all the way down. But see, the ignorance is people who've been on here for so long. Only time they want to see the judgment is when they want to see it. Only time they want to see the judgment is when they want to speak it. You know? But they don't want to teach or not teach. They don't want to reveal the judgment for what it is. They want to cut it so it can look good, sound good, act good, and appear to be good in the eyes of many that's following. See? And they continue. Everybody is continuing to doing the same thing over and over and over. They don't even care about the judgment, which is still okay. If you idol gods in the promised land, you're gonna definitely idol gods here in this land. So that's where you know they messed up from the floor. They want to make it look like here it's worse than where they were. No. Your ugliness was worse there than it is here. Why you say that, Sister Deborah? Why would you say it's worse? It was worse there than here? Because there, that was the land of milk and honey, the best land on the face of the earth. So you had it good, and you did the same ugliness you're doing right now. I think about Ezekiel, not Ezekiel. I think about Jacob. I see how we always said the police doing this to our men, and the police doing this to our men. Go back and hear what Jacob said at his deathbed. Go back and hear what he said about Judah. It matches to me because I always had that question. I always had that question about Negroes. Why is it they so destructive? Why is it they do wrong and then holler about somebody bothering them? All you have to do is hear from your forefather, Jacob. Jacob ain't gonna lie to you. What did he gain? What would he lose? Or what would he gain? He was a seed of Yah. He didn't have to lie to us, but they don't want to go back to that. None of them do. You want to cut out on the New Testament where Paul is talking. I tell you what, let's see if you can rumble with Jacob. Let's see if you can get to the nitty gritty in his last words about his own son. And let's see what he said about Judah. We really think that a lot of this hatred that these white people have, they are loaded with hate and evil. But I don't think nobody is wrapping around evil and hate the way we as a people, our whole house of Israel is doing. Let me tell you why. If we were the people that Yah chose, that means you're talking about the creator, y'all. We ain't talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We're talking about the creator. If he chose you to be his child, he chose you. Why do you have to be the ugliest one in your action? In everything you do, it's the ugliest. Without anybody bothering you, because Sister Deborah can say, ain't nobody been bothering y'all. All you have to do is go back, read how many times he been pleading. Oh, let me send another one down to work with him. Let me send another one down to work with him. Let me send all the way up into today. We trying to justify and clarify and identify these other people and blame everybody else. And we awakening. We the good ones. But we don't see nothing this book is saying. Nothing about really who we are. When Jacob was talking about Judah would have his hands in the neck of his oppressor. That means if Yah put you in this land, okay, and this was his will, because of the things that you have done, he warned you that he was going to do this. That's the beauty of it all. He warned them, y'all. Every time he sent a prophet, they were to tell the people that Yah said, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. That's wrong. That's wicked. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Here we had Deborah, don't do this. It didn't matter. So when I see where Jacob was talking about Judah's hand shall be in the neck of his oppressor. Come on, y'all, let's get it right. You see this? This showing you and showing me, even though we in a land where Yah has assigned us based on what he warned us about, we still got our hands in their neck. Why, Deborah? Because Jacob said that's what Judah would do. And Jacob can't lie. Jacob can't lie. Now, you would get the Hebrew boys, the Hebrew Israelite men to come together and try to make that a lie. Oh, yeah, they'll make that a lie. Because it's something to think about, y'all. It's something to think about. Because if you're over here, what happened that Jacob knew that your hands will always be in the neck of the oppressor? But how did Jacob know that? He's getting ready to die. How did he know that? Because Yah was in him. You see, he was a seed that come from the heavens on Yah's behalf. He didn't say nothing good about Reuben nor Simeon and Levi. It wasn't nothing really good at all. But nobody, these Hebrew Israelite men, they ain't gonna teach that to y'all like that. And I don't think they should be held accountable not teaching it to you. Now, if you say you're awakening, you either your fleshly awaken or you're gonna wake up in spirit. And if you don't wake up in spirit, you're gonna be still ignorant as you were then. Now, believing everything someone says to you instead of getting in here and reading it for yourself and letting the Ruach teach you what it means and what it's saying and break that thing in you. Because people are picking the book up and getting their own understanding. Now, if here it is 2021 and I'm learning what love is, as the world calls it, that it was give and gave, and then you realize the whole foundation was built on the give and gave. And guess what else? The New Jerusalem is going to be what? Coming down to what? To be given unto us to come in. He's given us. Do you think that New Jerusalem is for him? No, he's getting it for us to give to us. A new eternal heaven for us. Because if it was for him, he don't even need to bring it down. But he's doing it for you. And we still can't identify for what it is. It's because we are stuck and stupid, trying to make everything about the Hebrew Israelite. Oh, we the people. If they would get their minds off being the people and get their minds off we the people, we the Hebrew Israelite, we the chosen, and get a grip, which they're not going to, because all been prophesied. All that was in the heavens is, all that is, was, all that shall come, it's finished. It's been finished in Yah before the foundation of the world. So we just walking this thing on out. For what? His will. Now we in it because how many times did he say, this is the Hebrew Israelite will? This is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will. This is the whole house of Israel will. When he tell you that? When? See how messed up that is? And if he was just about you, why is grace and mercy being spread on any and everybody? If it's all about you. Because you line up with evil and wicked like everybody else and sin. And when it all said and done, he's going to clean your nasty tails up. But right now, you're nasty. You're filthy. You're still idling these platforms. You're still worshiping different gods and calling them people that you're calling them people that knows about Yah. These are people you're worshiping. You're idling them. You're praising them. He already told us this ain't about flesh and blood. So why are we in flesh and blood hooping and hollering? We awakening. We the people. We ain't talking about spirit. We're talking about flesh. Where did you wake at? Where are you awake? In your flesh. Where are you the people? In your flesh. Because let the truth be told, he's going to throw down and throw up and down when it come down to it, because we are not going to enter in like we think we are. Instead of people trying to prepare for all that he has done through his grace and his mercy, his giving and his gain, all his spiritual wisdom, all his spiritual knowledge, all his spiritual understanding that comes through the Ruach HaKodesh, his great and marvelous power, his authority. I mean, everything, he's the I am, he's all these things, and we turn our head the opposite way. We the people. This is about us. Something wrong with that. He did not create the beginning to the end for it to be about you in your nasty, filthy tails. Now, he going to create everything that's going to be about you. See how messed up it is? So it gotten to the point to where now I see him on here teaching, trying to get people in control, trying to get authority over people, trying to be ruler over people. And that's all they want. They want this ruler, this authority. They want to be looked at as a lion and a king. Go back to Jacob. What you say, Jacob? He's going to be crunched down like a what? Oh, lion, meaning he ain't going to get up and do nothing no different until Shalom comes. So you might as well understand that means Yeshua come back. So when y'all running around here thinking these people are awakening and they got it going, you're lost without a cause. You might as well get on a horse called Holy and try to ride on into Yah. Because if you sitting back here waiting for these Negro men, you're lost without a cause. And these Negro women, you're lost. You're just idling. Look what he says in Ezekiel 36. He says that you're idling. But wait a minute, how is he going to clean that up? Wait a minute. I just realized something. What did he say that you were doing? And from all your idols, he's going to clean you up from that filthiness. He's going to clean you up from all your idols because we are idling things and people as if they some sort of God to us. We're worshiping them, praising them, liking them, subscribing to them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute now. Flesh and blood, y'all. That's all you see. That's all you worshiping. You got to understand the one we need to be worshiping is the one that's able to pour out grace and mercy on every human being. What you mean, Deborah? Grace and mercy. If it wasn't that, you'd be up out of here, every last one of us. So we got to give him praise and thanks for his grace and mercy. When we give him praise and thanks for the grace and mercy, we don't want to put ourselves on pedestals. We want to say we ain't worthy, Father, y'all. We're not worthy to receive your grace and mercy. That's why we want to say, just thank you, Father. Just thank you, Father. You don't care where he's pouring it out. It ain't for you to care. He said, this ain't about you. This is not for your sake, but for his. Do he do these things? And we thinking it's about us. How is it about you? He's sitting here telling you it ain't about you. All because we made it about us. That's why we can't get past stupid. We want to make everything about us. Everything he say, do, and have done and continue to do, we want to make it all about us. We the people. We the people. I'm so sick of the Hebrew Israelite movement. It's crazy. I'm so sick of the whole house of Israel. I'm so sick of all of that. Why? Because I'm hanging on the line called grace and mercy. I'm hanging on that line because I'm not even worthy to receive the things in which he has given me in spirit and truth. So I'm just hanging on what he has given me. Grace and mercy, Deborah, is why you hanging on that line, that other line called spirit and truth. But it ain't because I'm a Hebrew Israelite. It ain't because I'm a prophetess. It's because of him and who he is and who his will has ordered for me. But it ain't got nothing to do with me. That's why all the boosting and the uplifting, and if you go into different what they call the new scriptures, the new testament, I call it all one. But he talk about how they're gonna be pride-minded, boosted. They ain't gonna have no affection. You know why? They got caught up in themselves, and that's what it seems to me. Everybody got caught up in themselves, but they making Yah about them. And have forsaken all that grace and mercy. All the grace and mercy. All the spirit and truth. All the give and gave. Father, Yah, how could they have forsaken all the things that you stand for? And everything is only wrapped around them. This is a sad, sick world. Sad, sick world. This ain't about Deborah. Never was and never will be. Sister Deborah just want to make it in to the eternal Jerusalem. Outside of that, let me tell you something. Sister Deborah want nothing else. All I want to be able to do is see. Oh, I want to see my Most High Yah. I want to see Yeshua because I know the blood the redeeming, the redeemer. You know, all this other monkey mess, let me tell you, I can do without. We ain't nowhere near this here that he's going to clean and sprinkle clean water and clean the filthiness. So if we ain't there, where are we? Come on now, somebody talk to me. Because when we get here, it's something he going to do with that right hand power. But we ain't there yet. So tell me, what are we? What is this filthiness? What is that? What is that? Idols, worshiping idols. What is that? A stony heart. Tell me, talk to me about that. That's what we are today. That's where we at, y'all. So how dare we make it about us in that situation? We all that and some. And he's sitting here telling you your filthy tales. You're going to need to be cleaned. And all your idols, you idol, in your heart. He called it a stony heart. And not only that, you're going to need a new spirit. You tell me that ain't deep. He's going to redo your butt over. Why? Because the way you are today, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And we running around here saying we all that answer. As if he don't even have a will. His will got to mean the Hebrew Israelites to Genesis to the Hebrew Israelites in Revelation. Everything just mean about us. He don't even exist. That's the way we building up on him. We climbing all up on top of him to make him not exist. That's why so much wicked and hate is among our people and have been, because we always try to cover him up. He chose us as a people because he had to bring the Redeemer down into human flesh. He had to have a nation to do that he chose. We run around here talking about, well, we the people, we this and we the, and everything we've done, we don't even look at it. If we were so righteous and all this and that, why do he still have to pour out every day, every minute, every second, grace and mercy on us? If we all that in some, why is grace and mercy continue all day long on us? Why? Why is that grace and mercy is constantly being pulled out? If we all that and some. There is an awakening that a people have found themselves in, and that is an awakening of the flesh. People have recognized that they are flesh. They have not come to terms that they are spirit, and that their spirit has to connect to Yah. And if it's a desire in Yah he already got you written in the Lamb Book of Life, his spirit gonna connect to yours before yours can even connect to his. You see, if you're already written in him, you see. But that don't mean we're gonna be sinless. We're gonna be that all the way through. Okay, but we have to understand. We have to get away from stupidity, ignorance, using your spiritual wisdom, your spiritual knowledge, your spiritual understanding, your spiritual eye, your spiritual ear, your spiritual mind, your spiritual heart to make it through. Because the more you be on your flesh side trying to use that wisdom in your flesh, the knowledge is in your flesh, the understanding is in your flesh, and your heart that he calls stony, and your mind that is sick, you're not going to be able to be balanced in the spirit, because you're going to always let that flesh overrule what is sitting there teaching you in the spirit or getting you prepared. And you begin to just go that way. Then Yah, knowing that great is he that's in you, he's going to pull you his way at 100. Oh yeah, he going to get you where he wants you, because he know he already got you written where you're supposed to be in him. So it ain't like somebody. That's why he said you can't make the crooked straight, and the straight you can't make crooked. So get somewhere and sit down. Neither one of them can you switch. Why? Because before the heavens and earth was made, it was sealed in him. I know it. Everybody, they got the free choice. I got the free will. Okay. You got the free will and the free choice to be stupid. So that's about it. Because when it all said and done, what was your free will and your free choice when he wrote out the Lamb Book of Life? The book. Is your name in there? Wait a minute, hold up. But you got the free will to be in there or not? Past tense. Your name is written in the Lamb Book of Life. So where was you with your free will and your free choice? Stupidity is where we are at today. And we are going a little bit overboard with the way we are functioning. But you know what? Guess what? Because we want to function like that in the flesh, there's going to be some consequences. I'm here to tell y'all. So if you think you're going to escape walking in the not walking in the spirit and truth, and you're going to escape the things that bring consequences in the flesh, oh, okay, keep on walking that way and understanding what these people are saying. If we're ever talking about what the world is doing, tell me, what are you doing lately to make a difference in anybody? He told us what we should supposed to be doing for the widows and the orphanage and the fatherless. He was telling that to the men. Why, Deborah? Why must you say that? Because the widow is missing something. She's missing her husband. The orphanage are missing something. What? A family, a man and a woman. The fatherless is missing what? A man. Well, what three do they have in common? A man. Do you think these Negroes gonna get on this devil platform and say this is what they should be doing? No. They so busy trying to get their little group together and teach their group, but they trying to perfect it. They trying to make perfect in that group. And guess what's gonna be in it? Demonic spirits. Every time they try to turn this way, they're gonna get 3 demonic spirits added. Turn this way, they're gonna get 3 more. Because they thinking that they can mold and shape these people into what they feel that they should become and that they are. Yeshua told you, look, y'all, I'm not here for that. He said, I come here to fulfill and here. That's all. I'm here to come in, do what I'm supposed to do, and get them out of here. That's what all of us need to be focusing on. And what are we coming here for? The Father's will. To do what? The Father's will. Didn't Yeshua say that? All the way through. The things that I'm doing it because of my Father. The things that I have, that's what my Father gave me. Everything he was telling us. And that's where we need to be at. In our spirit, mind, heart. We need to be that way in spirit and truth. Focusing on the things that represent our Father. Because if you think for 1 minute, if a man and a woman can't get their household in order, what makes you think you're going to have a sanctuary with all these spirits up in there and you want them to bow down to your understanding of what they should and should not do? And you're going to have a group of people that's just perfect. Use a lie from the pit of hell. Even Yeshua will tell you. He was given 12, but one y'all gave him that was the opposite. But he didn't throw them away. He let them sit in there to what? To fulfill the Father's will and show you his outcome. Now, why is it he didn't give Yeshua the multitude? Because y'all ain't about that. The gate was still narrow with Yeshua. The gate was still narrow. All the multitude of people didn't mean nothing. The gate was still narrow. And then he was dealing with me in the car. And he was telling me about the narrow gate. And he was saying that when you talked about give or gave, and you covered it as the world called love, and you talked about give and gave, and you talk about spirit and truth, and you talk about the light. But let me talk to you right now. This is what I was saying in the car. Let me talk to you right now. When I say narrow is the gate to what is righteous, I meant that. It leads to righteous, but I also let you know, very few shall find their end. So when we were following these that got on this multitude, because they got subscribers and like and everybody gleaming over them, you just don't know where you at. You're a long way from home. Because the truth be told, very few represents shall find something. Come on now. What they going to find? What Sister Deborah shared with you about give and gave. The true definition of Yah's love. You see? What Sister Deborah tells you about spirit and truth. I don't care what they add over here. You want to practice polygamy? You practice it. But it's on the other side, baby. On this side is spirit and truth. So you want to rumble on that side of the flesh, you go right ahead. But in this side, it's going to be spirit and truth. And polygamy can't be upheld by spirit and truth. So they would have to get somewhere and sit down. And any and everything anybody has to say about anything Sister Deborah is saying, you better wrap your butt around spirit and truth. Because as you don't understand, very few shall find their end. So whatever Sister Deborah is talking, if you're thinking that, okay, she's talking this, but everybody ain't, you better watch yourself. Because that gate in which my Father have always told me to remain, no matter where you see the multitude going, you go where the narrow gate is at. And I've seen that in my life. In my life, I can be going down the highway. I will not follow the long traffic. I get away from any traffic that got me back up, and I always be just dumbfounded how I can get out. Following the narrow gate that leads to what? Righteousness. And what? Very few shall find their end. So when Sister Deborah talking the way she's talking, I have to go back to what he said to me and how he has taught me from the back end. So I'm in this car and I'm like saying, you know, Father, that makes me feel good that you brought that up in me, because that's how I feel. You sit and you tell people over and over and over. It's like it's one ear and go out the next. Then you got to understand the strong delusion. Oh, he got that. He got people so wrapped up in that because he giving them. You know. Let me tell you what happened in that. He says he gives them so much truth and righteous to where they look at it, throw their nose up, and turn the other way. See, a lot of y'all might think, oh, he gives them a strong delusion that they believe a lie. No. He does much chastising. He does much discipline. He does a much revealing himself in spirit. And he gives them teaching. He gives them everything they need. But they'll snug their nose up and turn the opposite way. Oh, it's like that, huh? Oh, it's like that, huh? After I gave you a sniff of my spirit. Oh, it's like that, huh? Now you going all the way on the deep end after you knew this and you knew this and you knew this and you knew it to be true. You gonna go, okay, but that's where you was going anyway, and I knew it. But I wanted you to have something when you stand for me in glory. You'll know what I gave you, and you chose what you chose to walk in, because this is who you were when you got up here. Maybe before you came down. So you just coming back to what you came down from. A lot of people don't know that. This is why he don't send us straight to no hell, or we're not in burning. We're asleep, waiting for what? The final judgment. Why? Because he's not going to put you in hell and you don't know why you're down there, and then he bring you back and then let you come back to the throne and be judged again. That don't make no sense. So everybody's now asleep, at rest, until the day of judgment. And then that's when we all go before the throne, one at a time. And it ain't going to take no day, no hour. He know what he doing. He got his A's to Z. He got his mission from A to Z. He got all his T's crossing his I's dotted. That's who he is. He rumbled like that. But we need to get out of this way we thinking, the way we feeling, and the way we perceive him and think that he is. He's above what we can even imagine. We need to stop trying to bring him so low because we low. While our sick mind is low, we want to bring him low. Our sick feelings is low, we want to bring him low. No. Ain't everybody going to do that. Ain't everybody going to want to do that. Because he don't even need to be nowhere near the devil. He's higher than that. He's better than that. He's powerful than that. He is who he say he is. Take him for his word. But I forgot, everybody don't have his spirit ministering to them. So I guess that's another issue in itself, which he already know who's who and what's what. He ain't gonna waste his time. And when he do give some time to someone, he already know where they gonna end up. That's why I put the strong delusion. Oh, they ain't going nowhere. Let me go and put this on them so they go by they lonesome. You know, he already know where they heading. Yeah, we want to go to dumb city and try to teach just things as if we got the choice to make this and make that. You ain't got the choice to do nothing but wipe your rear end. You ain't never had no choice to do nothing but that which is evil, which is already in you. Before the foundation of the world, he already had his book wrote out. So you tell me, who are your choice? Who is your will? How is he going to order your steps in him and not know your steps because you got choices? You got free will. But wait a minute, how is he going to order your steps if you got free will? How is he going to be the creator of everything and don't know your choices and your free will that you say you got? That shows you the stupidity in the low-minded. And I've done it over and over and over, trying to find out where are the intelligent Negroes. But he keep taking me back. You can't outride the intelligence in his spirit. And that's why the gate is narrow, because you ain't gonna find them. They in stupidity. They in stupid. So Sister Deborah, is not going to hold you long. I just wanted to talk about that which I was experiencing, and that we got some serious sickness in us when we try to make. I don't want to even talk about we the people, we this and we that. Wait a minute, you ain't nothing until you find yourself in him and let him tell you who you are. That's your awakening. Listening to these people now, they trying to make the Paul delete Paul. Wait a minute, you done talked to these people 15 years, now you trying to delete Paul? I don't get it. Oh, I do get it. I'm just being silly. I get it. I really get it. I mean, no one is really caring about what's really taking place everywhere and weighing it towards spirit and truth. What is going on in the spirit realm? What is going on in the spirit and the truth of Yah? Nobody cares. Everybody wants to control people into their belief in the way they feel it, the way they understand it. But you got to understand, this is the key, and I'm leaving. There's two, y'all. Everything you can do in the spirit with Yah, you can do in your flesh. But it's weaker in your flesh, and in the spirit it's 100. In the spirit it is 100 strong, especially with Yah. But your flesh, it can mimic everything you do. You see? And it wants to rule over your spirit because she don't want Yah in your spirit. Dealing none whatsoever, abiding none whatsoever. But he don't have no choice if Yah have sealed you before the foundation of the world to come return back to him. So your flesh eventually will lose out. Will it sin? Yes, but that flesh would end up going. He said he'll take you out before he let your temple, in which he already has signed off to continue to bring things to your temple, and it knows you rest therein. See, I like that. He said, ain't nowhere in the world I'll take your butt out of here before I let you, and you still will be saved. He said, you still will be saved. Why? Because you got to understand the sower, the sowed the seeds. He put some in stony ground, but all the other ones he put somewhere else. understand that's showing you the power of his right hand, how he rules. Everything that even the parables. He said, blessed is he that understand the parables and the word. 99.9 of these men and women on these devil platforms don't even understand the parables. That's sad. Why? Because they don't have the keys that Peter had. That comes from Yah himself to those that he has chosen, elect to receive. So I, Sister Deborah, would say thank you all for coming out in the live chat. But I am going to sign off right here and say thank you all and say shalom and have a good night. And thank you all for attending. Shalom, shalom.